Hello and welcome to today's video. We're going to be doing some foot and ankle mobility and flexibility. You can do a lot of these seated at a chair. I'm going to be using blocks to sit on here, but you can do these seated, or you can be on the ground, or you can use some blocks like I am. Without any further ado though, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to be using a mat as well for these stretches just for comfort, but you could be using carpet, your bed, literally anything. So first, let's start by taking a seat. So again, I'm going to sit on blocks today. You could sit on the ground. You're just going to find what feels best in your body. And then from here, I'm going to sit with my legs nice and wide. I like to keep an upright chest, but that's not as important here as what's going on with the ankles. So we're going to think about looping one of your arms around your leg. And I'm going to start with that heel on the floor. I'm just starting to grab a hold with that leg. With my opposite arm, I'm going to grab my shin because this first movement, we're going to try to just move at the ankle. And keeping that heel on the ground, blocking any movement from any other part of your body, we're going to try to just move at that ankle with that the heel staying on the ground. This one, you can start to feel some pretty big stretches in your ankle, in your foot, in your calf even. As we move it around. And what I don't want to see is everything kind of moving around here. Shin is moving. We're trying to isolate just that ankle joint because this is some joint mobility for the ankle. If those are feeling pretty good, I'm going to have you go to the next level here. So you're going to keep that leg, keep your hand on your shin, and now we're going to start to do those circles just with that foot off the ground or off the floor. And this is the one that you can do seated at your chair, finding some circles with the ankle one way. I'd say around 10, but that's what you can do as many as you like here, though. I would say just 10 is a good number to start with. Going both directions, don't forget to go both ways. And then if you've been doing these for a while, I like to add in an advanced one as well. So for this one, you're going to point your toes, and keeping the toes pointed, keeping the shin movement locked, that's why my hand is here, we're going to start to make some circles with the toes pointed. Now, these variations can feel a lot more challenging. Maybe you feel a lot more going on in your feet, or even the bottom side of your feet, your arch. For this one, I feel a lot on the top part of my foot. And again, they're just going to feel more challenging. We're going to do somewhere between 5 to 15 of those, and then both ways. And then we'll do the same thing with the foot flex towards the face. You're acting like you're flexing your foot, and then same thing. I will say for most people, this one can feel a lot more restricted. So if that's you, you're normal. And you can start to feel these like crazy in the bottom of the foot, the arch of the foot. For me here today, I did a lot of walking and stairs yesterday. So I'm starting to feel the sides of my feet and even my heel. Again, this one might look a little bit less like a circle. It can look a lot more like this. So don't be discouraged. We all start somewhere with all of this. And I just want you to find whatever circle you can, and with all of these movements that is pain-free. So if you're going into a certain part of your circle and you get to that part and it's like, ouch, ouch, I want you to make your circle just a little bit smaller to avoid that area. And then as we do these more often, as you add these in consistently throughout your day and your weekly practice, you'll notice that that painful area begins to go away. But we just avoid that because whenever we get a big signal from the body that's like very strong pain, it shuts down your mobility and it doesn't allow us to get more movement out of that joint. So it's just something to note with all of this. So again, with all these circles, finding pain-free movement, that can be a super wide circle, or that can be a super small circle. You're just going to find that comfortable range of motion for you, and you can try those pointed toe versions and the flex toe versions if you're feeling like you want a little bit more of a challenge for your ankle mobility. Awesome. And then we're going to repeat all of those on both sides of the body before we move on. And then the next one is going to be for the knees. So that motion was all happening in the ankle joints. We have multiple. This one's going to be for the knees. So we have a lot more range of motion in the ankle and the hip than we do in our knee, but we still have some. I think it's around 20 degrees. And you notice how, so our tibia is rotating in our knee joint. And this is kind of what that range of motion looks like. Not that much, but if you put your hand on the top of your knee, you can actually, mine just clicked, you can feel like a popping sensation, you can feel it moving around. So we're going to start with that one. So your hand can just come around your leg just like that other guy. I like to start by showing people put the hand on the knee. And now I want you to allow your shin to move, allow your tibia to rotate. I just want you to notice how that feels. Just doing this a couple times with the heels on the floor, I can feel some stretches down the sides of my leg and the shin. Most people won't feel this a lot in the knees unless you're recovering from a knee injury. So that was the case for me, I did feel a little bit going on here. And what we want to look out for, it could feel like a little discomfort. It could feel like being stretching, but we don't want to do, I call it ouch, ouch. We want to avoid ouch, ouch. If there's ouch, ouch, this movement isn't for you likely quite yet. But if this is feeling good, we can make this a little bit more intense. So you're going to grab onto the back of the leg, just like you did, grab a hold of that leg. And then you're going to think about turning your toes away from you. We're going to give it a nice kick up, keeping the toes turned out. And then you're going to go in, lower the foot down. Go super slow with these because we're flossing and we're moving that knee joint, and it doesn't get a lot of motion here typically. So this is going to be a movement your body's probably not used to. So we're going to go out and up, in and down. And then you're going to repeat that somewhere between 3 to 10 times, in and up, out and down. And as you extend your leg up there at the top, you might start to feel some stretches through your shin like I am here. And again, if this feels uncomfortable, if you've had like a traumatic knee injury recently and this hurts, this is probably not for you. I'd start with that first movement on the ground. And then you'll be able to do this one in the coming weeks if this is something that you practice on. So again, somewhere between 3 to 10 of those going each way, in and then up, and then out and then down for both knees before we do anything that we're about to do.